Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Folks, we're moved. We're on the road. We're getting a new studio set up. So this is our temporary studio for now. Thank you so much for bearing with us. But we want to keep the show going because this is the people's channel. You're the smartest and best fans on the internet. So we talk a lot about censorship on the show and big tech companies. I don't know if many of you are aware of this. Just passed right before New Year's by the Joe Biden administration. Biden signs TikTok ban for government devices, setting up a chaotic 2020-23 for the app. This is so hypocritical because what this is basically saying, and I'll go into the details, is we can't let China manipulate and collect data from American citizens. Only we can do that. Because everything they're accusing TikTok of, you'll notice, and this is from NBC's website, right? NBCnews.com. NBC News will conveniently not go into any detail about how Google which owns YouTube, which I've been demonetized on YouTube for 2 years now. You can support the show. Look at the scroll below, but can't super chat. The ads that play before my YouTube videos, I don't get a penny from that. So there's no problem with that, apparently. I was demonetized because Lee Camp and I were talking about the JFK assassination based on a highly sourced book, JFK and the Unspeakable. I was also talking about flight logs and ties that the ruling elites have with the most notorious sex trafficking pedophile ever, Jeffrey Epstein. So that apparently is a problem. And unelected tech billionaires that work with the intelligence community, giving data collection to the United States intelligence community, they can do whatever they want to American citizens, but China can't. That's the gist of this. That's what this is basically saying. And because they can't control TikTok, so they don't want it. And they want to demonize and say, and maybe China is manipulating us. Maybe China, but there's no way China is doing it any worse than what the American intelligence and government is doing to its own citizens. There's no way. The ban came part of a 4,126-page spending bill. Oh, it was in the spending bill and follows several state government bans of the app. President Joe Biden approved a limited TikTok ban Thursday when he signed the bill into law. The ban prohibits the use of TikTok by federal government's nearly 4 million employees on devices owned by its agencies, with limited exceptions for law enforcement, national security, and security outreach purposes. Well, of course, national security gets to look at it. The ban comes after a wave of actions against Vital Video app in recent weeks amid mounting security concerns raised by media reports. No, this is like Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, which Zuckerberg spends a lot of money. He's going, hey, they're cutting into my business. Can you shut these guys down? Let's use fear. China's going to sneak into our homes through our TikTok apps or whatever. Nobody is monitoring you more on your phone than the United States government and big American tech companies like Google and Facebook and Twitter. Come on. Given the increase in security of TikTok, which is owned by a Chinese company, ByteDance, it could be just the beginning of challenges to come for the app. The renewed pressure on the app under the Biden administration comes 2 years after a proposed ban by then President Donald Trump was stopped in court. Since 2020, bubbling movement by largely the conservative has maintained a minor interest in a TikTok ban. I mean, all right, here's what happened. So TikTok poured fuel on the criticism in December when it confirmed in Forbes that its employees improperly tracked the locations of 3 of the magazine's journalists. Again, the United States government and all of these American tech companies track all of our movements all the time. Using methods that Ford said accounted to spying. Oh, man. I don't know. Anybody ever heard the name Edward Snowden? He told us what the government can do with any of it. They can do devices that are shut off. Do you have Siri or Alexa? She's listening. One ByteDance executive was resigned and another was fired, Forbes reported in 2020, December. Insiders said the incident contributed to a growing skepticism towards the app, encouraging new bans in the United States and at universities. So again, big tech, which spends a lot of money to buy politicians, is threatened by this, and the intelligence community uses big tech to collect data and spy on American citizens and people all over the world. Since it doesn't have access to TikTok, it wants to get rid of it. Just like how the Department of Justice shut down RT, Russian television. Can't have any dissenting views. There's one voice, and it's the America's number one voice. The American exceptionalism, the American propaganda. We're only allowed to be fed American propaganda. It's like McDonald's saying Burger King's bad for you. And Burger King's owned by China. It's not, but let's just say Burger King's owned by China. So you can't eat their fast food. You should only eat crappy, poisonous McDonald's fast food because that's made in America. That's basically what they're saying. A former Department of Justice national security official said the incident will make it more difficult for TikTok to show that it manages data responsibly. TikTok and the Biden administration, including the Justice Department, have been locked in negotiations over proposed security agreement that would put the company on a more stable footing. Let me translate that for you. What that means, that translation is, hey, we're trying to let TikTok get us into the back end of there so we can monitor all of the Americans that are using and people around the world that use TikTok. TikTok is too powerful. 29% of all young people are getting news from TikTok. We can't have that because I'm seeing people on TikTok talk about, like, I see Claire Daly has a TikTok. She's the Irish in the European Parliament every day talking about how America and the UK are spending all this money on Ukraine. We can't have anybody on TikTok watching videos about why Julian Assange should be free, or about why there's neo-Nazis working in the Ukrainian military. We can't have anybody learning about that. We can't have anybody challenging anything that keeps America divided, distracted, and afraid. We can't have anything like that. So let me tell you what this negotiation is going to be. Somehow the federal government's going to go, we get some control, or we get some of this data from TikTok. If the Chinese agree to that, we'll see. But that's what that is. That I'm just translating that for you. Certainly, it gives additional leverage to the DOJ to say, look, the record is not positive. We're disappointed that Congress has moved to ban TikTok on government devices, a political gesture that will do nothing to advance national security interests, rather than encouraging the administration to conclude to its national security review, the company said in a statement, I agree with that. It added that the proposed security agreement with the Biden administration would address the security concerns of lawmakers and regulators. The plans have been developed under the oversight of our country's top national security agencies, plans that we are well underway into implementing. To further secure our platform in the United States, we will continue to brief lawmakers on them, TikTok said. Under pressure from lawmakers and regulators, the company in early December shuffled its staff to create a new U.S.-based team for trust and safety issues. Meaning we want the CIA and the NSA to run it. The purpose was to build further trust and confidence in the protection of U.S. user data and compliance. It's such bullshit. The Justice Department declined to comment. Weird. The House on Monday banned it from any work on mobile phones. State level, Texas, Greg Abbott, a Republican, banned it on state phones and computers, as did a dozen of other Republican-led states, including Alabama, Georgia, and Virginia. Now, God forbid the Republicans are called out on their bullshit. In some of the state bans, again, this is the thing. If you're a big Republican and you think the Democrats censor, absolutely. So do the Republicans. The two-party system censors everything that we do. And the two-party system works at the behest of big tech companies and the intelligence community. So these people are not your friends, just letting you know. I have serious concerns with any app that poses a risk to Americans' personal data and information and has deep ties to China. Again, totally okay that, like, we know Google has been working with the CIA for data collection. We know that. I've shown you that. There's a book, when Google met the when WikiLeaks met Google. It talks about Eric Schmidt's ties to the CIA. Like, that's okay, but not China. Nobody spends more on intel and surveying its own civilians than the United States. We need clear answers on TikTok's data sharing policies and must ensure the platform is being held accountable for its practices. But no outrage when Edward Snowden came out with everything he said. In early December, top House Republicans, including some, will likely lead House committees next year. Ugh, so dumb. I can't read anymore. This is nonsense. This means the American people are interacting every day with possible threats to their privacy. Yes, we are. And it's not just TikTok. It's Apple. It's Google. It's Facebook. It's Instagram. It's Twitter. You know, are you on whatever? Snapchat? I mean, anything. Twitch, OnlyFans, whatever you're at, they're watching you. We have a regulatory system to respond to that. For the Chinese, we have a regulatory system. We don't have a regulatory system for our own corrupt government and our own corrupt unelected tech billionaires. That we can't seem to figure out. That's kind of tough. But just wanted to show the ridiculous hypocrisy of the American media, which is basically just a mouthpiece. It's just a propaganda arm of the American empire. It doesn't matter. And that Fox is an arm of it, as is MSNBC. They're all bullshit. They just market their propaganda to different people. That's all. Fox News is just red state marketing of propaganda, and MSNBC and CNN are just blue state marketing of propaganda. Oh, it's entertaining to watch, right? Support our show, ladies and gentlemen. We've been demonetized for 2 years now by a big tech company. YouTube, which is owned by Google, has made sure this channel can't make any money from YouTube for 2 years. No super chats, no ad revenue. The ads that play before my videos, I don't get paid. But I'm still here thanks to all of you. So support our show on Rockfin, on Venmo. Rockfin is blockchain cryptocurrency platform. I'm a huge fan of it. And I have a P.O. box. If you go to grahamelwood.com, I'm going to be announcing new tour dates. My special is going to be coming out soon. So we'll see you on the road, and support what we do. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.